Hey guys, Kevin Martinez here, your favorite Houston area realtor. So I'm just finishing up a walkthrough of a home that is getting ready to be closed on. We're just taking a look through it and seeing just to make sure everything's all right. Anyway guys, today I wanted to make a video about 8 common mistakes that first time home buyers make, or tips. Not all of them are mistakes, but it's a little bit of guidance to help you guys out, especially in a market like this where it is really highly competitive. So let's run down the list. Number 1, people go ahead and take a look at how I want to get started looking at houses without a pre-approval. And I get it. You're excited, you want to see what's out there, you want to see what interests you. That's understandable, but it's always good to go ahead and get that pre-approval first so you know exactly how much home you can afford. It's been a lot of times where I get both ends of the spectrum. Either somebody thinks that they can afford a house that they cannot, or they're undercutting themselves, cutting themselves short. They think that maybe, hey, all I can afford is a $150,000 house because of the monthly payment, but in reality, they could afford something closer to $200,000. And there's a world of a difference. So it helps to get you narrowed down in terms of a price point. Also, what happens? A lot of people say, hey, well, I have the down payment. That's not an issue, but they forget about the closing cost. So it's always good to consult your realtor and a lending agent, a lender, to go ahead and give you an idea, breakdown, and a pre-approval before you get started looking at houses. Then after that, it's open game. Number 2, whenever somebody starts looking for their first house, they think that they're going to find the unicorn home. What do I mean by it? They want to find the perfect home that has 100% of the things that they expect. So they have this list of wants and needs, and they expect to find something that's going to meet 100% of that. That is simply not true. It's not going to happen. What you're going to find is, we're going to help you try to locate the best possible match to you, but you're only going to meet about 75% of those wants, and needs. So be ready to settle. And number 3, guess what they do? They go ahead, they find the house that they like, and they contact the listing agent. The listing agent says, hey, are you working with an agent? They say, no. Can you help me out? Big mistake. Same thing with builders. Don't just go ahead and work with them. Why? Who is that agent representing, and whose best interest is he after? The seller. What happens if something's going to go wrong? Who's he going to go protect? The seller. And number 3, how do you know that you're really paying the right price for that home? It could be, agents do look and do CMAs and do all sorts of research before listing a house. However, if they're asking a little bit too much for one reason or another, they're not going to be able to help you negotiate that down. They're representing their seller. So you always want to go ahead and do your research and come with your own agent. Number 4, and going back to that little price point deal, they go ahead, looking at the price online and trying to figure out, hey, this is what I think the house is worth. Completely big mistake. How many times have you had a Zillow representative go inside of your home or, any relative's home and say, hey, I'm here to do a value assessment? Or it's same thing with a tax collector, because I get it from HCAT, Zillow, Zestimates, that sort of deal. Hey, but I saw that it's $300,000 or $375,000. How do you know that that's the right number? Online numbers are good estimates, not even good estimates. They're estimates, but based upon statistics and algorithms. That's not going to give you the true fair value of a home, especially when you're trying to make an offer. Even Zillow, for example, even Zillow's CEO, he sold his house for about 40% less than what this estimate was. So that should give you a good idea of, why online numbers they can give you an idea, but it's not going to be anything close to exact. Number 5, this is a big one, and it happens. I get those callbacks, and for me, it's no big deal, but it's all in order to help you out. People do not think about the future when purchasing a home. They love this 1,800 square foot home, 3-bedroom, whatever, 2-bathroom. They purchase the home, they get married, they have kids, and they're like, hey, Kevin, what do I do? The house is way too small. Well, it's only been 2-3 years. Didn't you want to sell it already? I have no problem with it, but it's best to get you into a house whenever you're already thinking about the future, what your plans are, whether you plan on staying here, whether you plan on growing your family, that sort of deal. Parents are going to move in, parents are not going to move in. That helps a lot. Number 6, This is another big one that happens, and I get calls about it months later. It is not calculating the new expenses that you incur with having a home. Again, having a home is a wonderful thing. You build equity, you build a good amount of money, and it's a lot better than renting. However, also be ready to spend money on maintenance items, on lawn care, on that sort of deal. It's not like living in an apartment. It's not like living with your parents. Here, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more. So as a good rule that I like to tell my clients is expect to pay about 1 to 2% of what the home costs every year in maintenance fees. Whether it's fixing that AC, fixing a water heater, expect it, because you don't want to get hit with something later on and you don't have the money to fix it. So that's a good idea. Number 7. This is another good one. It's the timing of purchasing a home. Now, I get both ends of the spectrum here too. Either people are wanting to buy it as soon as possible, that they get into the market, the first thing they see, they want to write an offer, they want to close on it, they're excited. Or people who drag their feet and they go ahead and say, hey, I like this house, but let me sleep on it. That's not the right way to do things. What you should do is go ahead, do some research, get into the market, get educated in the neighborhoods that you want to be in, get educated in how much houses are selling for and in how long. You might not get the first 2, 3 that are on the market right off the bat, but once you know your numbers, once you know your timing, when that perfect house comes up, you're not going to have to drag your feet. You're going to know this is the right price, this is the right home that I like. For example, there's only 10 2-stories in this neighborhood, and all the rest are 1-stories, and you really want a 2-story and it pops up, it's the right price, you need to jump on it. Don't drag your feet, but you'll know. Why? Because you did your research, because you timed it right. So don't rush, don't drag your feet. Find the timing, get the knowledge, and then jump on things whenever they're there. And number 8, and this will happen, it's going a little bit tied to number 7. Don't fall in love with a single home. Why? Because houses, they sell. Especially right now, you're getting multiple offers. It's a highly competitive market. There's 2.8 months of inventory. What does that mean? It means that if no house goes on the market right now, in 2.8 months, all the houses on the market would have been sold. So again, it's just a measurement, but it tells you how competitive the market is. Usually what you want to be at is around 6 months in Houston. So if a house sells, don't fall in love with it. Don't use it. Again, you're going to have this idea in your head of that unicorn home because you saw this one. And you might not find the exact same thing, but you might find something better. Or something really close enough to what you want that it makes it the right home. But do not stay caught up on one house, because what does that happen? You have that idea in your head, you never find the right home. So anyway, that's the list of 8 tips for home buyers that are getting into the market right now or that haven't been on the market in a while, just to help guide you, just to answer a few of the frequently asked questions. And just want to let you know that September 26th at 11 a.m. I will be having a Zoom webinar with a lender. We'll be going over grant programs for first-time home buyers, and the different types of loans. So it's really informative. I highly suggest that you go ahead and sign up. Say that you're going to attend. The invitations through Facebook, Kevin Martinez Real Estate. Get on my page. You'll find the event. Bookmark that you're going, and I'll see you there. Be glad to answer questions. This will be a live, so if you have any questions over that class or this, you can ask then. And subscribe to the channel. I hope to educate and inform and entertain people here through this channel. It's YouTube, trying it out for the first time, so we'll see how it goes, but you'll be able to catch some really cool content of the Houston real estate market. Thank you guys, and have a great day.